Alright, you guys, today I'm going to be showing you all of my third grade curriculum picks. I am going to make a little bit of changes from what I showed you guys in my curriculum picks from April, but so far this is everything we're using. We're not changing anything. I think like we're hard set in our choices, at least, you know, budget wise, because you can't just keep changing. Okay, so for math, if you guys are new here, this past year, my daughter used Apologia Math Level 2 and Master Books Math Level 2, and those complemented each other so well. And so we are going to be continuing with that same process. So we're going to be using Master Books Math Level 3 as well as Apologia Math 3. We really loved using them together, and I felt like they gave enough reinforcement that she learned the concepts well. And I mean, sometimes using two curriculums to somebody who hasn't done it before sounds like, okay, that's a bit much, but it really wasn't. They really complemented each other well. Neither of the curriculums took too long for her to complete. And I liked how they just played off of each other. And so she did a great job, and she's my kid who I think she sometimes just needs a little extra reinforcement. She usually picks up the concepts really, really well, but it's just, you know, giving her enough so that she retains the information is what I'm learning that I need to do with her. And so doing the two math curriculums takes her maybe 45 minutes at most, and it has really helped her as opposed to what we were doing in our first grade year. So I think that will be a really great choice for her this year. Now, as far as language arts, we are using All About Reading Level 3. We have done the first two levels. She absolutely killed it. She loved it. She did such a good job with it. And she usually ends up finishing before the year is even done. So I also have All About Reading Level 4 for her that I'm going to be prepping in the next couple of weeks. So if you happen to have any questions about All About Reading or how to prep it or anything that you can think of, let me know down below and I will be sure to answer that in that video. But we have loved this. It is very interactive. She gets flashcards, she plays games, she reads fun short stories. Like, they just hit reading from, you know, all of the different aspects, and I think that really helps with her learning style, how they teach it. And so we have really enjoyed using this curriculum. The next item that we are going to be using is, this is what I bought. But we might change it, and I'll show you what we'll change it to. But last year we used Evan Moore's Grammar and Punctuation, and this is really great. They're easy worksheets. It's not anything that takes too long. It's not overwhelming, and they give you just enough information to teach it and not have it just be filled with fluff. And so I really liked this workbook. This workbook actually ended up being one of her favorite things that she did on a daily basis. But let me grab this real quick. When I went to the homeschool convention, I really lucked out. So the very first class that I went to, it was titled something about kinesthetic learners. And I was like, that's what I need, because like she needs something that's hands-on. And I didn't realize that it was one of those classes where they're just going to turn around and sell you their curriculum. But when we were in that class, my kids had actually come with us to the homeschool convention this year. It was their first time ever coming with us, and so it was fun. But they ended up playing some of the grammar games, and she really enjoyed it. So I went to go to the booth to see this book and just kind of get a peek inside and see, you know, if I thought that it would be a good fit. And it's called Easy Grammar, by the way. I probably, you know, should have said that. But, you know, it doesn't look like it has all the bells and whistles. It's not colorful. It's not like, you know, anything that looks like, you know, eye-catching. But she had so much fun playing these games in that class that I went there just to see, you know, inside the book, see if, you know, I thought she might like it, if I might like it. And when I was there, the lady was like, oh, well, we give away the displays at the convention and we don't have anybody who has claimed grade 3 yet. And I was like, I'm so glad that I went to that class and I came straight to your booth. And so she actually ended up giving this to me for free the following day, just because I was in the right place at the right time. And so I was like, I can't say no to free curriculum. And so I ended up picking this up. I want to sit down and go through it in depth to see if I think that this is something that we are going to follow completely, or if it's just going to be something that we take lessons from here and there and, you know, kind of just roll the dice and see how it goes. So I'm not quite sure on that. It does look a little intense. There's like 4 books. There's 3 books that she gave me and then 1 book that I would need to buy. So yeah, I want to really sit down with it and go through it before I determine if 1, I'm going to buy the last book that's needed, and 2, if we're going to use it in the way that it was designed. For the last item, we are going to be using Language Lessons for a Living Education from Master Books. I might either add in or completely change to Night Zookeeper. I keep meaning to have her do the free trial, and this summer has just been so busy. We even had the stomach flu for a week. It was just completely awful. So there just hasn't been a lot of time to have her do that trial. But like I said, she really needs something that's hands-on and interactive, and I think that that would be a good one. But I also think that this is a good one too. We did this with my son, and it's very short, to the point lessons. It's not anything that's overwhelming. And so honestly, I might even use this alongside Night Zookeeper for her. I haven't completely made up my mind on that yet though. I'm going to be doing that probably sometime this week. I also have a cursive guide from her for The Good and the Beautiful. I believe it's their level 3 book. I'm going to be having her do that because she really wants to learn cursive. She's watched her brother go throughout his cursive curriculum all last year, and so that's been something that she's been like beelining towards, is she wants to learn cursive. But I'm also going to be having her and my 7th grader working on their level 2 handwriting, just because their writing is getting a smidge sloppy. And so this is their print book. Their level 3 is where it turns directly into cursive. Sorry, my camera is not focusing. And so we're going to be going through that. Now, that is basically it for all of her individual subjects. The rest of the curriculum picks is going to be what we're going to be doing as a group between her and my 7th grader. And then, you know, the baby and the preschooler will just be around for it all. So for history, we're going to be doing America's Story Volume 1 from the Tuttle Twins. We have absolutely loved all of the Tuttle Twins products. And last summer, I actually reviewed their Volume 2, and I thought that it looked so wonderful. So I went and purchased the Volume 1, and I love the way that they present history to children. They do it in a fun and interactive way. You follow the Tuttle Twins throughout their own learning about history. And so I think that it's just like a fun way that resonates with kids, and it makes it enjoyable. And that's what I want when it comes to history and science. I mean, for all subjects, but especially the ones that can be a little drier for kids. For science, we are going to be using Elementary Zoology from Master Books. This is geared for grades 4 to 6, but because I'm combining my 7th grader and my 3rd grader, I figured that this would be a perfect blend. And they were both really excited to learn about animals this year. Plus, Master Books has Master Books Academy, where you can go and get classes for some of their curriculums, and so I picked up the classes for these as well, and I'm so very excited about that. Just, you know, to make it a little more off my plate. We are also going to be using this United States activity guide and work or fact book. We learned geography, I think last summer or the summer before, and And I figured that this would just be a good way to kind of keep up on it without it feeling like strict and, you know, having like a whole curriculum that we have to follow. Like this could just be a low-key way to kind of review what they already know and just keep, you know, brushing up on their facts. And then I have like some games and some other items. So if you guys want to see any more of what we're going to be doing for geography, let me know down below. I'll try and make a video on it. But it's really just going to be something that's like loosey-goosey. It's not anything that's like a hard-pressed curriculum that's, you know, I'm trying to make my life easy this year. Okay, now for Bible. Bible is our last topic. It is the most important topic to me. I'm really struggling with my decision this year, and I'm going to mention this in the 7th grade video. So if you're going to, you know, if you're hearing it multiple times, I apologize. But this past year we used Bible Road Trip, and this was such a good curriculum. We did not get through all of it though. At some point it just ended up getting a little stressful because of how long it was taking, and I was just like, okay, like we gotta, you know, move on with the day, because we were starting the days late and it was rough. I feel like every year I say that, but it was. And so I was kind of like, well, I want to use a different curriculum, because the best curriculum is going to be the curriculum that you actually use, that gets completed, that you learn something from. And we learned a lot from this, but at some point I just started getting an aversion to using it, and then, you know, not because it was bad or anything, but just because of the time. And I just felt like I couldn't use it to the degree that I wanted to use it, because I was just so overwhelmed with, you know, teaching multiple kids and tending to my toddler / preschooler and the baby, and then running the house. And so I just wanted something that was just a little more simple. And so I know I'm really not talking you guys up on this curriculum right now. So I thought, like, you know, we'll just use something different this year. So I ended up picking up Driven by Grace, Foundations of the Bible. And this looks really great. But then I started thinking, you know, like, why am I running away from Bible Road Trip? Is it because, you know, it's maybe just truly not the season for it, and maybe all of the kids need to just be a little older, where I'm not needed so much from the littles that I can actually focus on what I'm teaching? Or is it because I'm just being lazy? And so I'm still trying to decide what that answer is. I think to some degree it is a little laziness, but I think the other half of the degree is truly just, it's a hard season of life right now. I mean, anytime you're homeschooling with a baby, it's not, and a toddler, it's not easy. There's always needs and always wants, and that's not even including the big kids' needs and wants. And so I thought I would use Driven by Grace, but I feel kind of convicted to stay with Bible Road Trip and finish it out and not make excuses. So I'm still trying to debate on which one I'm going to use. I think what I need to do though is sit down with this the way that I want to and do a complete review and flip through for you guys, because when I do the reviews and flip throughs, I learn the curriculum inside and out. So I really want to make the time to do that this week and determine, okay, are we going to be sticking with this, or are we going to go back to Bible Road Trip and give it the fair chance that it deserves? Because it truly is a great curriculum. If you guys have not seen inside it, I'll link the review that I did up here last summer on it. It has so many different components, but I think sometimes for me, although it's nice when a curriculum has, you know, crafts and reading options and videos and yada, 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 all of these different components, it's really great, but sometimes, like, for me, it can be overwhelming. Like, I don't want a million shiny things. I just want bullet points. Like, just give me, like, 5 things to focus on, and we'll go from there. I think to some degree, this might be also just the Lord stretching me and saying, like, don't give up. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on what I choose to use. You'll probably find out when I do the review and flip through of this book. So that is everything, I think. I don't think I missed anything for her. So let me know, what are you using for your third grader? Are you using any of these items? Are you using something completely different? I would love to hear what you're using. If you like this video, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Hit that red subscribe button. I will have a video on all of my 7th graders curriculum picks coming out in the next video, so make sure that you stay tuned for that, and I will see you again later. Bye.